Hi folks, welcome back. I'm Kirsten and this is Casey's Book Corner. Today I am reviewing for you a dark romance called Cryptic Pursuit, written by Jayti, Philpot. So grab a chair, get comfy, get cosy, grab a little drinky, and let's get cracking. So I follow Jayti Philpot on Instagram, and she has been doing an incredible job of teasing and tantalising the old bookish taste buds on Instagram for her debut novel that comes out on the 31st of October. So when she opened up applications for people on Bookstagram, Book Talk and all this kind of stuff to get an advance copy of her book in exchange for a review and some feedback on that book, I was like praying, please let me be one of the chosen ones. So I was absolutely delighted when I got that email saying, here's the link, download the digital copy of my book, you're one of my ARC reviewers. I was like, yes. So I got the book a couple of weeks ago. I finished it earlier on this week and I am thoroughly excited to tell you all about it. So without further ado, let's speak to you a little bit quick about Jayti herself. As I have mentioned, this book is Jayty's first novel, so she doesn't have any back catalogue at the moment. This is her first one, but she loves to write contemporary romance. She likes those dark themes. She likes writing strong female characters and devoted, strong, passionate male main characters. And that is definitely something that I have encountered in this book. Storyline wise, obviously this book has not been released yet, so I want to tread quite carefully about how much of the plot I give away. So I'm going to apologise in advance if I sound a little vague. That's on purpose because I do not want to give the game away. So Serena is our female main character. She is a copper in London and she is investigating a serial unaliver who is afoot in London. He has already done away with Serena's partner Alex, and Serena is really keen on trying to find the culprit. The culprit who just so happens to have taken a little bit of a shine to Serena and is now really creepily and really sadistically stalking her. He calls himself the Silent Hunter and he is the bad guy of the story. Matteo is Serena's boss. He is Italian and he is a little bit of a stallion, shall we say. He is Serena's love interest in this book. So, yeah, I don't want to say too much else, to be honest, because I think it's going to give the game away. Basically, Serena and Matteo need to try and capture the bad guy. The bad guy with a really big crush on Serena. So there's a little bit of competition going on here, a little bit of sadism on the Silent Hunter's part, and a little bit of protective, don't take my woman vibe from the Italian stallion himself. Serena is our main character. She's a cop, right? She's a police detective in London and her dad is the chief. So she's got a lot of bias to deal with. She has to have quite a strong outer shell, But what I also really like is that she still has those vulnerabilities that we all kind of have naturally, particularly because she's gone through some really big bits of trauma with her partner being unalived by the Silent Hunter. And I like how she's dealing with that and processing that trauma in as healthy a way as she can. So I like that it's not just forgotten about and that she's just coping fantastically with everything. There's little elements that she's not coping with. And I like that it humanised her really, really well. Matteo is our male main character. He is the Italian stallion. He is Serena's boss, and he has had trauma of the romantic type. So he's a little bit standoffish. He's got a little bit of a barrier up against everyone. He assumes everyone's out to hurt his feelings. He also, he's just a little bit burned. It takes a little while for Serena to kind of melt that icy exterior. Sorry for being so cliche, but that's exactly what's happened. So, those are our two main characters. The Silent Hunter is also a really key character. He is sadistic, he is mean, he is very clearly off his trolley insane, and he's just not nice. So although you're not in the Silent Hunter's mind, his character really comes across brilliantly in the way that he interacts with Serena, the lady that he has taken a fancy to. So he is a really good main character in the sense of he really does bring out the good in the other two, which is good. There's nothing good about him though, let me just tell you that. He's an absolute creep. So, anywho, there are also plenty of other side characters in this book, but none of them are there for no reason. They all play a part, whether it is moving this story forward or whether it is laying a little bit of groundwork for future stories that may come along. Now, Matteo, in particular, I think there's little bits missing from his character at the moment. A couple of little things that, while I was reading, I really wanted to know more about. He knew Serena when they were kids, but he doesn't remember her. And I wanted to dig a little bit deeper into why that is. But I have a little bit of a suspicion that we'll find out more of that as the story progresses through the series. So I'm quite keen to dig a little bit deeper into Matteo's character. Now, before I go any further, just to clarify, this is a dark romance, which means there is graphic spice and there are dark themes. We have a sadistic stalker, serial unaliver man who fancies the main female character. So, read the trigger warnings. That is why they're there, just to make sure that you know what you're getting into before you get into it. My view of the spice and the graphicness of it and stuff is not quite as out there as Haunting and Hunting Adeline were. Probably a little bit more vanilla than that. But there are still things that you probably want to read the trigger warnings for before you go into it. I am pretty new to the dark romance world, and I kind of do wish I'd read this one before I read those ones, because those ones were out there. Those are probably on my limit of where I would potentially read to. I don't think I would read anything much past what happens in Haunting and Hunting Adeline, and Satan's Affair. So this would probably have helped me to make that transition a little bit quicker. It is dark, it is graphic, there is a lot of spice. It's well balanced though, I do think, between the plot and the spice. It is not just spice for the sake of it. There is a very good storyline too. I know I've waffled on loads about trigger warnings and all the spice that's in it, but I think it's really important that I don't position this in any way other than what it is. It is a spicy, spicy book. And there are themes that are pretty criminal. Let's just put it that way. Anywho, my review overall, I gave this book 4 stars. I really did enjoy it. I love a police kind of procedural sort of storyline. I like police officers as characters. I always think there's so many interesting ways that can go. So I enjoyed that very much. The storyline holds its own, and it also lays a little trail of breadcrumbs in towards the next story without feeling that this book is incomplete. So there is a little bit of a cliffhanger, but not so much that you're like, this is only half a story. This story has wrapped up really nicely, but led you in really nicely to the next one too. So I really did enjoy it. The stalker dude, the silent hunter, is an absolute creep, and he did give me the heebie-jeebies a few times. I really liked the couple. I liked Matteo and Serena. I think that they were really well matched in terms of personality. He is a bit of a dreamboat, if I do say so myself. There's a couple of really sweet moments that I wasn't expecting, because my perception of the dark romance was that it's all darkness and that it is all, you're mine, I'm going to keep you, you need to be submissive and I need to be in charge. And that's kind of my perception of it. And I found that this turned my perception on its head a little bit, and I really liked that. There were some really cute, sweet moments that were just kind of joyful, I have to say. So I really did like it. 4 solid stars. I can't believe this is her first novel. It certainly didn't read like a first novel to me. So I think that if you know what you're getting into and you like a dark romance, but you kind of like that sappy stuff too, you're probably going to really enjoy this. It comes out on the 31st of October, and I reckon get it on the wish list now. That is what my suggestion to you would be. Overall, genuinely really loved this book. It was really good. I'm so pleased and, thrilled that I was given the opportunity to read it before it even comes out. That's insane to me. So thank you so much, Jayti, for giving me the opportunity and for trusting me with your debut book. I know how much it must mean to you to finally be putting it out in the world. So, next up on my little list of reviews that I've got coming up is, I'm nearly finished the final Lord of the Rings book. It's been a long, hard journey. We're in the middle of a battle at the moment in this book, so I think I've got about 150 pages or so to go. So that'll be finished in the next couple of days, and I will get my review up ASAP. If you've watched my other Lord of the Rings reviews, you'll know that I have been progressively enjoying them a little bit more as I have gotten into the series. Slightly backwards, I know, but that's just the way that the cookie crumbles. So that review will be up soon. I've also read quite a few other books in the last few weeks that I have not put my reviews onto my blog or put my reviews on here. I'm a little bit behind because I'm reading way faster than I can put out content, so I need to just sit down for a day and record a bunch of videos and do a bunch of blog posts and get myself ahead of the game, because at the moment I'm feeling like there's so many to do. I have listened to a really great Audible exclusive romance with a little bit of time travel going on, which was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I've listened to The Tunnel Rats by Stephen Leather, which is about kind of Vietnam and some shady business that goes on in Vietnam and beyond. It was really good too. Loads of other little books that I've read recently that I cannot wait to share with you guys. I have waffled on for way longer than is necessary, and I'm really sorry about that. But anywho, I will be back in a couple of days' time. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your week, and I will speak to you really, really soon. Cheerio!